Give a warm welcome to Justin Long, everybody. And this man actually helped me during one of the beach parties stop the cops from actually shutting down the party by giving them the law right in their face. I always remember that, buddy. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. Hello, all you beautiful, freedom-loving people. My name is Justin Long. I am a father, a patriot, and I've been a public speaker and an activist for several years now. I'm also an anarchist in the proper sense of the word. I believe no man should have any authority over another, least of all those who seek it out. As for my activism, I've been calling out Justin Trudeau for his treasonous acts since before it was a cool thing to do. I've been at this for a while, not just attending the protests and events and doing speeches, but volunteering whenever I can with different organizers. I've been on the front lines defending our rights and trying to educate our police officers on the oath that they took, what it means, where their duty lies, and where their authority ends. I've seen a lot, I've learned a lot, I've been through a lot during my time as an activist. I want to start by saying how proud of everyone I am for the work that we have been doing over the years. We have made a huge impact in waking people up to the truth of what's happening in the world. It is not easy work. It is often thankless because unfortunately, people often prefer the comforting lie over the dangerous truth. The fact is, it's hard to wake people up. We are ripping down barriers and destroying entire belief structures. It's hard to hear that the pharmaceutical industry that has been trusted to help us is actually keeping us sick. It becomes even worse when we tear down those belief structures and we don't offer much to replace it with. They have to start from scratch and relearn things that they were so convinced they already understood. It's not an easy thing to go through. It takes time to heal, and people go through that awakening one step at a time to varying degrees. We must be patient and be there with open arms when they are ready. I know several people who have told me that they were coerced into the first 1 or 2 vaccines, and now that the government has decided we need a booster every 9 months to be fully vaccinated, they are done. They tell me they are not taking anymore. On behalf of everyone in our Freedom family, I would like to welcome you too. Which brings me to my next point, on why I'm so proud of all of you. The connections we have made, the bonds that we have created, and the new family that we have discovered is truly inspiring to me, and it gives me hope. The unity and love that I experienced during my time in Ottawa was such an amazing and heartfelt experience I will never forget. This is why we call it our Freedom family, and there really is nothing like it. I really do love all of you. It is important to establish these bonds and bring more networks of like-minded people together. It is also important that we have fun, dance to good music, and hug lots. It's needed to heal. Some of us have been ostracized by our own family members. Some people have been separated from or have lost loved ones. We should be proud and thankful that we have persevered and we have found each other. It is for that I understand why we have Freedom Family camping events, private parties, or host events like Cherry Beach. A little bit of celebration is okay. It's a good thing. I understand completely why it's needed for all of us. A revolution without dancing is not worth having. But what I don't understand is why we are propping up certain people in our movements to celebrity status and idolizing them like they will be our savior or lead us to victory. No one is going to save you. That's on us. I don't understand why we are giving out freedom awards to people. We are nowhere near the end of this. We aren't gaining ground. In fact, as far as our rights are concerned, we are losing ground. We've already lost our oil industry. We have watched the largest theft and transfer of wealth in history. Taxes and gas prices are at a record high. We are on the brink of an economic collapse, which is being engineered on purpose. Mandatory vaccination every 9 months, which is by definition a war crime against us. Our government is attacking its own citizens and holding political prisoners. The Prime Minister wishes to disarm us and strip us of our rights to defend ourselves. We are losing our country's ability to produce our own food. I'm sorry to say this, but what are we celebrating and giving awards out for exactly? As far as I'm concerned, it's just another distraction. We have to stay vigilant. We have to keep moving forward. We can't be distracted on what our goals are. I don't care about awards or recognition. I care about my children's future and their freedom, that our forefathers have fought valiantly and died very bloody for, and that we are losing at a rapid pace. That is my goal. That is my reward. I'm willing to work with people I despise on a personal level to ensure ensure that happens. Anyone who knows me well enough can tell that I don't support Pat King for personal reasons, yet I'll still get up here and scream at the top of my lungs, "Free Pat King!" Free Pat King! Because what the government is doing is wrong, immoral, and unlawful. I know people who feel Pat King should be in jail, but he should not be in jail under these circumstances. He is being held as a political prisoner, and if the government can do it to him, they will do it to us too. I'm also not the biggest fan of Mark Freisen, who is another notable patriot within our groups. We have had our disagreements and have said some not nice things to each other in the past. Yet despite our differences, we were able to shake hands and make amends when I met him in Ottawa. I have apologized to people who I have felt who have wronged me for the sake of unity. The reason I mention this is because I don't understand why we have so much division between our different groups of patriots. I don't understand why there are two groups pushing for a new proper de jure constitution for Canada. I don't understand why there are two different protest groups in Toronto on some Saturdays. I don't understand why there are different DJs squabbling over playing music for us. Isn't the common goal of regaining our freedoms and protecting our children worth setting aside our petty differences? Anyone who wants our children to be free is my friend. Anyone who doesn't is a threat to my child's future. That's how I see it. We need unity, we need numbers, we need to reach as many people as possible, and in order to do this, we need each other. Now, as I've mentioned, I consider myself to be an anarchist. Anarchy does not mean chaos and destruction. Anarchy means to have no master. Simply put, at its core, anarchy means to be free. The thing that scares people about freedom is that true freedom means that you have to be 100% responsible for your actions and well-being. People can't handle that and would rather choose safety and security over freedom and responsibility. It's because I'm an anarchist at heart that I've always refused any official title or role in any organization or patriot group. I never wanted to be anyone's leader. Hell, I don't even want to be a public speaker. But I realized that there were things that needed to be said, so I said them. I'm not here to make friends or win any popularity contests. I'm here to say the things that people don't want to hear, and this is true for both sides. One example is how I'm always trying to tell people that no politician is going to save us. No matter what they say, they are not to be trusted. The same can be said with idols, making idols out of people in our movement. We cannot be naive to think that someone else is going to save us. If we are to succeed, we need to do it for ourselves. Together we can create a future for our kids, but it's going to take more than protesting. It's going to take activism. Activism is not just coming to a protest and holding a sign or waving a flag. Real activism comes from our daily lives, who we can help through these hard times. Activism is talking and being there for those who need it most, trying to teach people about what is happening and the dangers we are facing. Activism is being defiant and strong when you are bullied at the airport to provide medical history that we know damn well that they have no right to even ask us for. Because every time you stand up for your rights and say, "I will not comply," you teach others around you how to do the same. Activism is organizing your community around you to start a community garden and growing food for the needy. Activism is when the truckers and farmers around the world stand up and say, "No, nothing moves or gets fed unless we get our freedoms back. And if you don't support the farmers now, be ready to eat bugs later." Activism is going to different police stations and RCMP stations with documentation of the crimes committed and demanding an investigation like my friend Jack has been doing for years now. And while you're there, make sure you get the case number and film it too. We will need that. Activism is James Tops walking across our great country to raise awareness and standing up for freedom even when he knows he's facing a court-martial for doing so. Activism is filing small claims court on any officer who impedes on our Bill of Rights. It's cheap to do, and people have found success in these cases already. Activism is emailing and calling your so-called representatives and Governor General and demanding accountability for the crimes against us. I fear those calls and emails will fall on deaf ears and those cases will be swept under the rug. But it has to be done regardless. We know that Brenda Lucky, who is the head of the RCMP, is corrupt and compromised. We know that the courts are corrupt and compromised. We know that those at the top of the police are corrupt and compromised. Still, we have to try. We have to exhaust every legal measure and every lawful remedy available. We need to keep suing them at every chance we get. We need to stop financially supporting huge corporations who use our own money to suppress our rights. The people who want peace must learn to organize themselves as effectively as the people who want our destruction. We have a long and difficult road ahead of us, but we have each other. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather face that journey with. Thank you all for your time. I love you all. And please remember, the power of the people is greater than the people in power.
Amen. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. All right, our next speaker here, we got Melissa. Melissa, come on, get over here.